Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Ask Cray R, episode 15. You've been waiting for this one, haven't you? Well, it's finally here. So without wasting any more time, let's get right into the questions. The first question goes from Bubba's World James Bean, and he asked 1. What's better, Family Guy or American Dad? 2. What's your favorite Looney Tunes show? 3. What's your favorite Nick Jr. show other than Blue's Clues? 4. What's worse, Caillou or Pocoyo? And 5. What's better, Minecraft or Roblox? 1. I don't like either, but I guess Family Guy because the older episodes are kind of okay, but the later ones are bad. American Dad is too political, according to Ben the Looney. 2. I would just say the original, although when it comes to spin-offs, well, aside from Baby Looney Tunes, I guess I could say the Looney Tunes show or Duck Dodgers. Those are good ones. But I'll just say the original for that one. But Bugs and Daffy, that show, that one's good too. 3. Whew, that's a bit of a toughie. Well, I don't want to say the Upside Down show because that's a Noggin original. I don't really know exactly. Could I say that? I know I just said it's a Noggin original, but it aired on Nick Jr. at one point, so... But I don't think I want to say that. I don't want to say Franklin. I don't like Franklin. Oh, wow. That's hard. I guess Bob the Builder, since that did air on Nick Jr. at one point. Let's just say Bob the Builder. Yeah. 4. I would say Caillou because Pocoyo's not as annoying, even though the children chime in at times, or all the time, and yeah, it's not that good. Plus the pink elephant reminds me of Raj from Camp Lazlo, so I'm just gonna say Caillou. Yeah, screw that. And 5. Roblox, definitely. Minecraft's okay, but I don't think I really like Minecraft so much, but Roblox is cool, especially with the oof sound effect, which is a meme. Next question goes from Rocky Rocks 1445. And before I get to your question, dude, I must say, thank you for subbing. Like, you don't know this, but you're actually one of my favorite Twitter users, and I'm actually surprised you were able to find me, so thank you. Anyways, he asked, 1. How do you feel about CNN and Boomerang airing a lot of Scooby-Doo? 2. What's your favorite and least favorite episode of Gumball? 3. What's your favorite episode of Regular Show? 4. What's your least favorite era of CN and why? And 5. What's your opinion on Nick at Night, or what is or was your favorite show that aired on the block? Yeah, good point. 1. Yeah, I don't like it. I mean, with CN, it's okay, but it's like, why are they airing classic Scooby-Doo but not Looney Tunes or Tom and Jerry? It doesn't make sense. And as for Boomerang, I don't like it at all. Like, the whole 7 to 8 hours every single day is getting ridiculous. They gotta do something about it. Just show it for like 2 or 3 hours and show a block of all of those classic Scooby-Doo shows. That'd be cool. 2. I haven't seen much of Gumball. My favorite, I guess, would be the DVD one, since that's the only one I pretty much remember. And least favorite? I don't know. I guess the episode where Richard gets injured. I don't know. It's just I don't really watch a lot of Gumball. It's not a show I'm very interested in. 3. Regular Show has got a lot of episodes, a lot of good episodes. But if I had to pick my favorite, I would say Excellent, because it's pretty much one of the only episodes I got an Emmy Award, which is freaking cool. Not to mention, there is a live action song that appears in it called Holding Out for a Hero. I forgot who sang it, but yeah, that's a good song. 4. What was the era in 2015? Was it the new era? I would say that because, well, there weren't a lot of good shows around that time, and this was back when Teen Titans Go was their #1 favorite show, and Christina Miller was in charge. So let's just say that. And 5, It's a three-way tie between George Lopez, the Brady Bunch, and Two and a Half Men. Let's just say George Lopez, because that show was nostalgic on Nick at Night back then. But of course, Nick's like, oh, this show's giving us lots of views. We don't want that, so let's just lose the rights. Unacceptable. Next question goes from Jew Sells 4795, and he asked, 1. Thoughts on Adult Swim? 2. Do you remember the channel Toon Disney? 3. Thoughts on Thoughts on Ren and Stimpy? 4. Thoughts on Phineas and Ferb? And 5. What's your thoughts if Cartoon Network and Boomerang shared channel space, having 12 hours each, while Adult Swim gets its own channel? That's a good one, and we'll get to that. 1. Adult Swim is good, though I don't like it when it has 13 hours and Cartoon Network only has 11. That's unacceptable. But I do like some of the shows on there, like King of the Hill, Bob's Burgers, Robot Chicken, Space Ghost Coast to Coast, The Brack Show, all of those. Those are good. Rick and Morty's okay as well. 2. Not when I was a kid, but nowadays I have heard of it, so no, I don't remember that all that much. Or I don't remember it at all as a kid. Let's just put it that way. 3. Ren and Stimpy's good. I mean, it's not the best Nicktoon, but it is a good one. 4. Phineas and Ferb is a good show, although I don't watch it nowadays. I do tend to watch clips and such, but I don't really watch it so much. Though I should try to tune into it on the Disney Channel, since they do air it still, which is nice. Great. Sometimes even on the main Disney Channel, which is nice too. 2. And 5. Well, here's the thing though. Back in the early 90s or 2000s, Boomerang actually used to share a channel with Cartoon Network. And they would have, I think it was like a 10-hour, 12-hour block. So based on what you were saying, that's how it was back in the late 90s. So if they were to be like that, I think it'd be fine. I mean, 12 hours, you can have your same Cartoon Network shows that air, and then the other 12 hours can be classics. You can still have 2 hours of Looney Tunes, 2 hours Scooby-Doo, 2 hours Tom and Jerry, but the other 6 hours have to be nothing but classics. Maybe you can even have a transition type thing when they would have like an hour, like the last half hour of Cartoon Network and the first half hour of Boomerang be a classic Cartoon Network show. That would be a phenomenal transition. Like show something like the Powerpuff Girls or Foster's Home, something like that. Adult Swim getting its own channel would be nice too, because if Checkered Past would still be around later on in the future, or at least if it has its own channel, they can have Checkered Past be like 5 or 8 hours. Like, doesn't matter. You can bring in 8 shows, earn for an hour each, and then the rest can still be the same old stuff. Like, that'd be pretty dope. But at this point, yeah, I think they should do something like this. Like, Boomerang getting 24 hours, that's cool and all, but if they're just gonna show Looney Tunes and Scooby-Doo stuff, I guess making it have its own channel would be a better idea. So, or making it have a block with Cartoon Network would be a better idea. But yeah, that would be cool if they do decide to do that. Next question goes from Bubba's World again, and he asked, 1. Have you ever had Juicy Drop gummies? 2. What's your thoughts on Thomas and Friends All Engines Go getting canceled? And 3. Do you think having the Boomerang Theater promo being the only minute-long commercial on Boomerang is ridiculous? 1. I've had the Juicy Drop pop, but not the gummies. I've been seeing those commercials when they would put the juicy stuff on the gummies and eat them. I thought it was like they were good, but I never actually gotten the gummies. I think it'd be cool if I had gotten them one day, but I don't think I'll ever do that. So, no. 2. Oh my god, I am happy it got canceled. That was just a mistake. And yet, frickin' Louis Picard's like, oh, not everyone hates All Engines Go. Well, yeah, that might be the case, but come on, man. A lot of us Thomas and Friends fans are more fans of the original instead of that god-awful reboot. And if you take a look on IMDb, it has like, what, 1.9 out of 10 stars? So you better believe I want that show to get canceled. Like, as a major fan of Thomas and Friends, Thomas the Tank Engine, I have never seen a singular episode because I've heard so much negative reviews and people saying it sucked. So I didn't even bother checking it out. I'm like, nope, screw the show. I'm just sticking with the first 12 seasons. So, yes, I'm glad it got canceled. Thank God. Not only that, but Mattel's actually changing a bit. What do I mean? Well, they uploaded the Down the Mine pilot, the one that had deleted scenes in there, and they even used it for the final episode, the 25th episode of season 1. And they're going to be coming out with a new series of the show in 2026. And people are hoping that they'll use the CG animation. I myself is hoping they bring back the models, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. You see, when the show transitioned to CGI, it was like in 2008, I felt like they got rid of the model engines a little too early. Like, well, I guess it makes sense around that time, but it's like, come on, Robot Chicken still has their props and they still use stop motion, but yet stuff like Thomas and Fireman Sam and Bob the Builder, they got rid of them. Yeah, that wasn't a good idea. At least with Bob the Builder, they stopped after a while, but Fireman Sam and Thomas, they kept going. It's like, no, you could have just ended it after you got rid of the models. You're like, oh, it's too expensive, let's cancel the show, not continue it. That was just unacceptable. But bottom line, I am happy it got canceled. And 3, I would say it's ridiculous, especially considering the fact that they don't even air movies on there anymore. Well, unless if you want to count the new Scooby-Doo movies, yeah, I guess. But aside from that, you don't have any movies. So what's the point of the commercial? Just get rid of it. Boomerang Theater, you don't have it anymore. You replaced it with classic Cartoon Network shows, which eventually got replaced with Johnny Quest, Captain Planet, and the freaking Smurfs. So what's the point of the commercial anymore? I don't understand. Next question goes from Ty Heat, and he asked, 1. What do you think of Cartoon Network Studios still going? 2. What's your favorite ice cream flavor? 3. What is the worst Chowder episode you ever seen? 4. Do you love Peanuts? And 5. What's your opinion on Olivia? 1. I think it's cool. Yeah. It's fine. 2. Chocolate. No question. 3. I already know one. The episode The Wrong Customer, when Schnitzel would get annoyed by that annoying talking bird that eventually causes so much trouble, and Schnitzel got in trouble at the end. That episode sucks. 4. I don't know if you're talking about the cartoon Peanuts with Charlie Brown or the actual food. The cartoon I love, and the Peanuts, the food itself is good too. Thankfully, I'm not allergic to it. And 5, not a good show. Not a good show. I agree with Phantom Strider about the animation. It is hideous. Oh my god, it's so bad. I even remembered watching it during the Noggin celebration. Well, I guess with the episodes and the voices it's good, but the animation, not good. Okay, next question goes from Dylan Thomas, and he asked, 1. When it comes to drunk drivers, would you get mad if they would hit somebody's head or somebody important that knows you, that you know for that matter? 2. What is your opinion on The Simpsons? 3. What is your reaction when Scaredy Squirrel aired on Cartoon Network back in 2010s? 4. Do you like blueberries? And 5. Should Nicktoons freaking shut down already? Yeah, that's basically how it is. 1. Yeah, why wouldn't you, man? If you were like, oh, okay, that's fine, have a good day. No, you gotta get in their face. You gotta be like, you gotta be like, hey, what you did was so bad. Don't you understand how much trouble you're gonna be in once I tell on you? yeah, it's unacceptable. 2, I'm okay with The Simpsons. I think it's a lot better than Family Guy, Adults, American Dad, and all of those shows. Pretty much all the shows made by Seth MacFarlane. So The Simpsons is fine with me. 3, I didn't really care less, although I did hear from Do Not 1999 that it used to air on, or it was going to air on Disney XD, but Cartoon Network picked it up and owned the rights to it, which doesn't really make much sense. But fun fact, it did air on Cubo after Cartoon Network lost those rights. So I guess they were like, okay, we don't want the show anymore. Let's just pick a random company. Cubo. Let's just give you the show. Thank you and have a good day. But yeah, I thought it was fine. I think it aired on Cartoon Planet, the revival back then. So I guess, but it was kind of weird. 4, they're okay. I don't really like them too much, but they're an okay fruit. Though I do like all these circles you did. This was kind of unnecessary. Like, you did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 freaking blue circles. What are you trying to do? Make it like Blues Popcorn or something? Come on. And 5, yes, for sure. That's not even a freaking question. Do I even need to talk about Nicktoons again? They're not even going to listen to us at this point. But yeah, they suck, for sure. Alright, next few questions go from JB Films 115. And I have it in this very interesting fashion, so I think I'll just do 1 through 10, even if it's only for 2 comments. Anyways, he asked, 1, is there anything you like about Naughty Toyland Detective? 2, which is better, The Chica Show or Nina's World? 3, what's your opinion on American Dad and Little Einsteins? 4, what's your opinion on Astro Blast and Doc McStuffins? 5, what are your thoughts on Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric, a horrible Wii U game? 6, what's your opinion on Gravity Falls, Franklin and Friends, and Big City Greens? 7, is there anything you like about Pajanimals? 8, what are your thoughts on Dinosaur Train and Sid the Science Kid getting reboots? 9, what are your thoughts on Cartoon Network and Boomerang in Australia shutting down? And 10, what's your opinion on Doozers and Talking Tom and Friends? Oh boy, here we go. 1, not that I know of. I think the show as a whole sucks. 2, The Chica Show, no question. 3, American Dad I've mentioned before, it's kind of too political, but it's okay. I do like how Patrick Stewart from Star Trek appears in it. That's pretty random and funny. Little Einsteins is annoying. I don't like it. 4, I don't think I've seen Astro Blast. Yeah, I don't think I have. I would say it is bad, I guess. Doc McStuffins I've seen, and that show sucks. Not interested. 5, well, I've heard of the game, but I haven't played it because obviously I'm not a fan of Sonic. I prefer Mario. 6, I don't like Gravity Falls. I don't. I've heard a lot of people say it's a good show, but I'm not a fan of it. Though the only good thing I'll say about it is Mabel and her voice actor, because she's voiced by the same person that did Louise Belcher on Bob's Burgers, so that's cool. Franklin and Friends, I don't like. The original is better, even though I don't like the original either. And Big City Greens, not a fan. Not a fan. I've taken a look at the animation and a few clips of it, or promos on Disney Channel. It doesn't look interesting to me. 7, not that I know of. It's basically a nighttime version of the Wonder Pets, and if it was used with puppets. Though I do remember it from my childhood, so I'll give it that. 8. Wow, okay, I've heard Sid the Science Kid was getting a reboot, but Dinosaur Train? I didn't know that, and I don't even remember taking a look at the show. I thought it'd be like a mix of Jurassic Park and Thomas the Tank Engine. Boy, was I wrong. So I could care less about that. 9. I guess it sucks. At least the channels over here in the USA, they're still around, but I guess it sucks for Australian fans. And 10, Doozers I've never seen. Talking Tom and Friends, I've actually seen pretty much all of the episodes of the show when it used to be on the Disney YouTube channel. I thought it was okay, but I don't think that's what you mean. I think you mean the newer aged one, like what iShowSpeed is more interested in or knows about. I don't think the show has dialogue. I think it does, but I haven't seen the newer version, so I would just say no opinion. But the Talking Friends thing itself is actually my childhood. I do remember playing the apps back then. I still kind of download a few of them to this day, but not really since they're only for kids. But I really do like, speaking of iShowSpeed, I do like how he plays the games, even though he's like a 50-year-old guy or something. It's like a 50-year-old man playing games meant for children. That is funny. Okay, next question goes from Green Justin Nillo, and he asked, 1. Thoughts on Nicktoons still continuing to spam SpongeBob 24/7 even after the 25th anniversary is over? They also include the Patrick Star Show currently, but occasionally. 2. What is your favorite candy flavor? 3. What is your favorite Family Guy episode? 4. Thoughts on Nintendo Switch 2? And 5. Thoughts on Sonic the Hedgehog 3? 1. It sucks. It sucks, definitely. I'm not even going to go on another rant. I'm really getting I'm getting real sick and tired of talking about it. But you guys should already know how I feel. 2. Well, I know you don't mean chocolate, so I guess lemon or orange or lime, anything around those lines. 3. Now, I'm not a big fan of Family Guy, of course, but I do like some of the older episodes. However, there are a couple of episodes in the later era I don't mind. Episodes like Road to the Multiverse, Road to the Pilot. That episode with Mr. Washi Washi, that's pretty funny. So, I guess I'll say Back to the Multiverse. Like, I do like all the cool creative animations they do in that episode. They were pretty cool, yeah. Pretty dope. But yeah, I still prefer the older episodes over the new ones, but those types of episodes I just mentioned, they're fine. 4. I'm not, well, of course I've never gotten the Switches, but I think they look cool. Yeah, the price is kind of ridiculous, but it's a cool game console. And 5, I'm not a big fan of Sonic the Hedgehog, so I pretty much have no opinion on the movie. Okay, next question goes from BooDBD Network 98, and he asked, 1. Which TV show or film that involves racing is better? Speed Racer or Cars? Of course, the film. 2. If one of these Nicktoons were definitely to come back to Nickelodeon, which one would you prefer? Cat Dog or Bunsen is a Beast? 3. Who is better? Meg Griffin from Family Guy, Josh Idiot Wolf, JJ from Cocomelon, or Squirt from Finding Nemo? 4. What animated series created by Butch Hartman do you prefer? The Fairly OddParents, Danny Phantom, or Tough Puppy? And 5. Who is better? Pepper Mildred Clark from The Littlest Pet Shop 2012 TV series, or Chris Griffin from Family Guy? I must say, very creative paragraph of questions. Anyways, 1. Speed Racer for sure, that's a classic, and the best anime, no question, no doubt about it. 2. Cat Dog, since Bunsen is a Beast sucks. 3. Well, definitely not Josh Vanderwolf, that guy's a total idiot. I'm gonna say Meg, since, well, yeah, I still don't like Family Guy, but I do feel bad for her. 4. The Fairly OddParents, definitely, no question. The other two are okay, but that's the Fairly Odd Parents is the most classic, so I have to go with that one. And 5, Chris, because same reason for Meg. But he doesn't get tortured that much, so yeah, he's not bad. But yeah, I still don't like the show. Okay, next question goes from Randallton Brewster, and he asked, 1. Thoughts on Snow White 2025? 2. Thoughts on Mufasa the Lion King, Smurfs 2025, and How to Train Your Dragon 2025? I don't think that movie came out yet. 3. Do you have interest in other YouTube series? 4. Thoughts on Flow, the 2 recent Netflix SpongeBob movies, Inside Out 2, The Wild Robot, and Megamind vs. the Doom Syndicate. And 5. Which is worse, CN Dimensional Era, only that was infamous for spamming Teen Titans Go, or modern Nickelodeon during this current Sponge Movie Friends Patrol spam era? 1. I've never seen it, but judging by the trailer, it looks bad, so I definitely agree with you. Despise. 2. I've never seen any of them, so I can't say I can't say my opinions. But like I said before, has this movie come out? So maybe it has. I don't know. I haven't been catching up with the franchise lately. 3. Well, aside from the ones I have mentioned in my other videos, not really. So maybe we'll put that one on hold, or like no, I don't know, no answer. I don't know. So maybe no. I have heard of Object Overload, that Forgotten series, but I haven't taken a look at it properly. So yeah, let's just say like BFB or the that counts for Battle for Dream Island. Let's just put it at that. I'm not making sense here. 4. Flow I haven't seen. SpongeBob movies I definitely haven't seen, but I don't need to because they suck. Inside Out 2 I've seen. That's a good movie. The Wild Robot I haven't seen, though I don't like that one scene when that little bird first sees the giant robot and he screams like a girl. That kind of scared me. But I haven't seen the actual movie, so I don't have any opinion. And as for the Megamind movie, I haven't seen that version, but I have seen the original one. They never made a sequel. I have seen the original. I think it's better than what you just said there. And 5. Let's see. When CN spammed Teen Titans Go, I don't think it was as bad as how Nickelodeon did with SpongeBob and all that. So I'm definitely gonna say Nickelodeon for this one. So CN, you're off the hook, even though you still did that back then. And your sixth question is, do you think Louis Pickard and Junior obsesses with Cartoonito and Dragon Ball Z Kai, respectively, more or less than Nicktoons with SpongeBob? Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah. Though, Junior, listen, I know it's your opinion on Dragon Ball Z Kai, but come on, you have other television shows you can obsess over that's way better than frickin' Kai. You have Thomas, Ed, Ed and Eddy, Blue's Clues, Regular Show, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Looney Tunes, frickin' Two and a Half Men, The Brady Bunch, Bob's Burgers. You have all those shows, and all of them are way frickin' better than DBZ Kai. So come on. I get it's your opinion, but dude, there's other great shows better than this garbage. Okay, another question from Bubba's World James Bean, and he asked, 1. What's your thoughts on the Cat in the Hat 1975 movie? Oh, wow. 2. What's your opinion on Rubble and Crew? And 3. What videos do you watch? 1. I've actually... Chuck Jones? I bet that movie or episode, whatever, has the same exact animation as How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I remember seeing it one time back then, but I've forgotten entirely what it was about. So maybe I'll say it's okay. I mean, who doesn't like Cat in the Hat? It's a classic Dr. Seuss book. Even though it doesn't make any sense, but of course it can't because it's for kids, whatever. Anyways, 2, it sucks, just as bad as the original Paw Patrol. And 3, well, basically any of the videos that I'm subscribed to. Like, let me take a look. Let me show you my subscriber count. Subscriptions. So Lego Lover, he has the DVD reviews for Thomas. Do Not, he makes cartoon videos. James is Here makes Thomas videos. Arcade Matt makes arcade videos. Cobra Awesome does the same thing as Do Not. And then, yeah, that guy. Same thing as that. Cole Terry, he makes the episodes. Pokemon guy. And I don't even like Pokemon, but he's one of my friends, so I decided to step to him anyway. So those are some examples. Anyways, I hope that answered your question. Let's move on here. More questions from Dylan Thomas, and he asked, 1. What is your opinion on Stuart Snyder, Christina Miller, and Michael Whelan? 2. Do you like Smokey and the Bandit? 3. Do you think CMT, known as Country Music Television, sucks with their scheduling? 4. Do you think people should be put in jail for animal abuse? And 5. Do you like Queen, You're My Best Friend, known as Freddie Mercury? 1. Stuart Snyder, although he did the live action shows back then for Cartoon Network, I don't think it was that bad. Like, yeah, that was a bad idea with CN Real, but compared with Christina Miller, he's not that bad, guys. He aired the older shows, he gave new shows a chance, and he still did a great lineup. And not to mention, all the era that he did back in the early 2010s, it was nostalgic. That was my childhood, man. So I don't know why people are hating him when he was the one that kept older shows on, like Ed, Edd n Eddy, Kids Next Door, Courage the Cowardly Dog. I think Johnny Bravo was on back then still. Dexter's Laboratory, The Powerpuff Girls, all those. Billy and Mandy, all of those, guys. So he wasn't that bad. Christina Miller, on the other hand, though, oh my god, she sucked. She was the one that aired a lot of Teen Titans Go and some Gumball and not giving much other shows a chance. I'm sorry, I didn't like her. Although, the way she brought back Toonami, the Toonami block for Adult Swim, that was cool, but aside from that, she wasn't that good. She didn't even make Boomerang good either. It was just the same stuff. Looney Tunes, typical Looney Tunes, Tom and Jerry, and Scooby-Doo. And she also put shows that are new on Boomerang, which made no freaking sense. And Michael Whelan, well, while he wasn't a good interim president back then, the schedules, like especially now from what he's doing, they're good. Even though he was the one that took it off time for Cartoon Network. But yeah, I'll still say he was good. So yeah, he was he was an okay president back then, but nowadays he's a good one. 2. Remember, kids, only you can prevent forest fires. I guess they're okay. Why not? 3. Well, I've never taken a look at this channel, CMT, or as you can call it, Country Music Television. Is it much like MTV Music Television nowadays? Because, I don't know, I gotta take a look at their schedule, and if they're bad, I'll let you know. 4. Of course. Dude, that's not even a question. What do you think? Yes. And 5. I don't understand that question, though I do like the band Queen. Freddie Mercury I'm not too interested in. Alright, more questions go from you. And you asked, or Dylan Thomas, of course. 1. The second video that you did a face review, the one that you did in 2024 and 2025, why do you not have as much hair as you used to back in 2 or 6 years ago? Just curious. And 2, do you think it's wrong that Benson is always abusive to Mordecai and Rigby from Regular Show? I forgot to mention that's the last question. So these are the last 2 questions. Anyways, 1. I don't know if you were like wanting me to say it here or you wanted me to reply you back, but I'll still answer it here. I never actually realized that, honestly. Because I know I've made a lot of face reveal videos, face cam videos back then. I never actually properly taken a look at my own hair and see the actual differences. So, I don't know. I guess it's just a coincidence. I don't know how you would actually notice, but I tend to get haircuts every now and then, so that's just how we are. And two, I mean, yeah, he does do that to them, but sometimes it's Mordecai and Rigby's own fault. So I guess Benson isn't always in the wrong for that. I guess he goes too far with them sometimes, but not really. Not really. At least in the episode Busted Cart, they like Rigby actually asked him why he hated them, but Benson's like, "No, I don't hate you guys. I just hate the things you do, but I'm your boss and I'm able to make you better and such." So, yeah, he's not always in the wrong. Is what I'm trying to say. All right. And yeah, Yin Yang Yo's made by Bob Boyle. I didn't know that. I didn't really take a look at it because I'm not a big fan of his work. So I think we're just about done here. Yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for watching this episode, and stay tuned for episode 16, which will be coming out in a while. So that's it. Once again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.